So we're starting to launch this campaign around online bullying, making sure that teens like you don't have to experience online bullying, and also that there are remedies, that there are resources for responding and solving. Give us how you see online bullying happening.
Most of us are using this app called GroupMe. We have group chats with 600 people in them. And so someone can be seen as a target, and all of a sudden it's just a bunch of people jumping on you. It's just another way of bullying.
Kind of group chats going wrong.
Like anonymously. So,
Right.
you know, there are numerous apps such as like Yik Yak or Street Chat,
Yes.
and they have no connection to the person posting. So you could post something and nobody would know.
Video games are kind of just someone entering this other world, and anyone that enters that world that they find that they can target and like find weaknesses, they can just do anything, and it's kind of just through voice chat.
Any app that has a comment section.
Okay. That can go wrong. That can be abused as well. And one more idea.
Hate speech pages on like Reddit and stuff, like to discriminate against people. They all can come together and just make this one unifying hateful community that targets a specific group.
Okay, so what I want to do with you now is to create a realistic scenario, the sorts of comments that might be made to her. So we're just role-playing here. So they might say some mean things to you, but it's just in role. First off, what platform is she on that this is happening?
Instagram.
This is Instagram. How come she's being picked on Instagram?
Maybe she posted a picture that nobody else likes.
She posted a picture that nobody else likes. And then they pile in and say things. But do they have some previous connection with her? Why are they piling in on Susan?
The kids at school have the idea that she is very outgoing in class and answers everything, and then they go on her Instagram and see nothing but pictures of selfies.
She's full of self. Okay.
You're so desperate.
So you're so desperate.
Doing it for attention.
Show off, something like that.
Show off, okay.
And it would be somebody she knows, so it would be they're trying to disguise it as sort of a playful thing, but then in reality, it's really hurtful.
Is there an edge of humor to this, some of this that goes too far? There's almost like a kind of roasting that goes on sometimes. What sort of emotions do you think are happening inside of her in this role?
Insecure.
Definitely insecure, yeah.
Shame.
Shame.
Shock.
Shock.
Isolation.
Like why is this suddenly
Yeah,
happening?
yeah.
Isolation.
Like all these people are going against her, might feel isolated.
Yeah, she might be very isolated. Is it possible that some of these people she thought were her friends?
Yeah,
Is
for
that,
sure.
is that
For
quite
sure.
common?
Yeah.
What do you think is the feeling that goes along with your friends turning on you?
Betrayal.
Betrayal, yeah. Are they right? Are these the sorts of feelings that you might be having in this role?
Yeah.
It just feels really bad, and you feel like, I guess, like, I think that everyone will kind of like my posts and stuff. If like everyone's just gonna make these rude comments and they don't
Yeah.
even really care.
What do you think would happen next if we make this a realistic scenario? So she's getting all of these comments.
Maybe when she goes to class, she starts getting like a little bit of anxiety answering questions. She doesn't feel like she wants to participate anymore because she's going to get picked on for.
To like her grades dropping.
And then what do you think happens?
She'll start isolating herself and just like, she'll probably have a trust issues also because it's people who are supposed to be her friends.
Yeah,
And she'll start hanging by herself and just like removing herself from the crowd.
right. People call it self-bullying. You start to kind of believe what's being said about you.
You're starting to be alone more and you're not interacting as much, and then it just kind of builds on it, and it's sort of like a circle. You get trapped in a cycle.
You can see the isolation starts to build upon itself. What actually could she do that would change the situation? What would help her?
Maybe she could like stop posting for a while and then find validation herself instead of others.
She could make her Instagram private and then like block all the people who are being mean to her.
And cut contact with them. Yeah.
Maybe let the teacher know that this is happening and that she feels uncomfortable answering in class.
But in terms of what you could actually do, how much of a difference would that actually make if you cut off contact? And
You probably wouldn't make a difference. It might just like make me feel like more lonely, because
that's my worry.
maybe like try to talk to like some of the people that are doing it, and like maybe if they're my friends, maybe like try to set up a meeting.
And maybe you could start to confront them.
Mm-hmm.
What did it feel like to be witnessing this, to be part of her network and seeing this going on? Yeah.
Maybe felt a little bit uncomfortable, like you're unsure of what to do.
Yeah.
Like you're not sure if it's joking, you don't know how she feels inside about it.
Got you.
But also, if you didn't report it, and what if she's really sad inside? Like,
Yeah.
what would you do?
So you feel conflicted about whether to report or not to report. Yeah, and what about you?
Yeah, it's hard to like choose whether to like intervene or not because if you do, and some people might think you're starting unnecessary drama, and that might just keep on rolling into a
Right.
deeper hole.
Right.
If it's clearly like you can tell that she's being like abused, then it's easier to report. But if it's kind of like a mocking tone, it's a little harder.
In your role, what do you need them to do?
Some of the people that like aren't contributing maybe like step in, or not like confront the people that are doing it, but maybe like come up to me and say, oh, hey, are you okay? I've seen what's been happening. Like, do you need anything?
Reaching out to you, yeah. And what do you think might be stopping you reaching out to her?
Or like a friend to someone who is picking on her.
If you're a friend to someone who's picking on her, you wouldn't reach out because you're kind of crossing the line.
You think you're gonna get bullied like her.
Yeah, and I think that's often the fear that you're going to get bullied like you. I think that's the fear of most bystanders.
In Susan's situation, it's always good to have a very constant friend, like a best friend. Hey, I'm having this problem, and they won't ignore it or, have to be impartial or unbiased. Like they can be a buddy.
So you're now back to being in the teen council, and you're back to being in the teen council too. You're no longer Susan. So give her a round of applause. What other big influences do you think are in your lives besides your fellow teens?
Media.
The media, okay.
How celebrities are portrayed and how
Oh, interesting, okay.
on Instagram you'll see the surface of someone and you'll look at them and be like, wow, they have such a great life. They're rich, she's
Yes.
pretty, blah, blah, blah. But you're only seeing like one side of their life. You're not conveying the whole thing. For me, as like a young African-American woman,
Yeah.
I don't look a certain way.
Yeah. Okay, so kind of stereotypes also in the media. I'm guessing your parents actually and your guardians are a little bit of an influence on you?
Teachers.
Teachers, thank you. So we'll put tech companies.
Like Instagram isn't bad itself, but
Yeah.
it's the people on the website that make it sometimes a bad place.
We're kind of adding in Microsoft in there and Xbox and everything we've been talking about earlier. Okay, I'm going to put government on the list here.
I have a specific person in mind who loves to attack people for their differences.
Yeah.
Encouraging other people to
Yeah.
act the same way.
Governments do influence how we behave. Sadly, they can be a force for division, but that means they can also be a force for unity. 5 major areas here, but I need a couple of parents to role play being the US government. We'll be saying to them, what do you need from us, the US government, to stop online bullying? What do you need from us, tech companies? We need 3 people to be teachers and administrators. Parents and guardians. 3 people to represent the media. What you think teens need to stop online bullying. Okay, so Teen Council, talk to them and tell them what you think teens need.
Program for kids. Maybe after school, during school, before school. Training for very good idea.
Let's talk about this. Here's a chance to gather the best ideas.
Provide warnings and easier language on the disclosures.
Easier language on disclosures, okay.
You can't just click and go. Or even bullet points, like 5 bullet points, and you have to check each one.
See a picture of somebody bullying and
Okay. Teachers and administrators.
Care about me as a person beyond the content that you're teaching me.
But when there's an issue, you don't just blanket treat it across the board.
Yeah.
You try and deal with it in a more effective way, which would be a more personal
Focusing
way.
on the actual kids involved instead of a general conversation. Let's move on to parents and guardians now.
We set limits.
Limits on use.
Curfew, some structure, but not rigid rules.
Some structure but not rigid. Okay. Media and celebrities.
Give us an accurate representation of reality.
Be transparent in the motivation behind what you're portraying.
That's kind of media literacy, really, isn't it? And then who is playing the US government?
Expanding the definition of diversity beyond ethnicity and gender. Diversity of thought.
Diversity of thought, I love it, okay.
So that there's a safe place for all, and that will translate to an understanding and a more inclusive environment that will drive, hopefully, more tolerance on the internet from bullying and everything else.
Right, thank you, okay. My ask for you, the Teen Councillors, will you keep talking to, through Microsoft and the Teen Council, will you keep talking to me about the global cyberbullying campaign? Are you in? Yes. You really are? Great. Okay. I think that's probably where we need to stop. Thank you so much. Thanks.